Dave, in that sixth inning, starts with a chopper that was kind of thrown away and then another ground ball back to back. Is that why you felt comfortable enough to leave Kershaw out there to face Ozuna, just the way that the first two at-bats went?
Yeah, I mean, the inning prior, the fourth inning, was a clean inning. He punched the last guy, and, you induce weak contact that, tough play, and it gets away from the first baseman, and he gets second base. And there's another ground ball by the first baseman. We had Freeman way over in the gap, but turned a single into a double. And so, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought Clayton was throwing the baseball really well, and there was no reason. So I just felt really good about it. Yeah.
Yesterday, in the first three innings, you guys put up 15 runs. Today, the Braves in that sixth inning, 6 runs on 7 hits. What makes them so difficult to stop once they get rolling, much like you guys did yesterday?
Yeah, you know what? I just think that inning, they were just the Albies ball, the Swanson ball was a ground ball. The Riley ball, just kind of, they were just finding holes. It just kind of baseball, and we just couldn't find a way to limit damage.
Where do you go from here in terms of Kersh? I mean, the narrative continues that he's not a postseason pitcher, but I'm not certain that the line reflects actually how he was throwing the ball tonight.
No, absolutely not. I think that he came out and, 5 innings, 1 run, and then, again, we just, what happened right there in that 6th inning, but he gave us a chance to win the baseball game. We couldn't put any runs up early and get a lead and or hold a lead, after the Eddie home run. But that narrative couldn't be further from the truth.
Thank you.
Next question is from Alden Gonzalez. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Gratterall began to throw when Acuna led off that 6th. What was the matchup that you were looking for with Gratterall in that inning?
No, it was just more of just kind of seeing how the inning would unfold and making sure, just having them ready. So it's just having them tossing, getting ready to see how the inning plays out. I'm not going to take Clayton out after a weak ground ball and another ground ball off the bat of Freeman. And, right there, he had 3-2 breaking ball that Ozuna, it wasn't hit very hard, just found the right spot in the outfield and turned into a double. So it was a good piece of hitting. And, so at that point in time, I wanted to go to Gratterall and have him ready at that point. But I felt really good with Clayton at that point in time.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Game 5 starter.
It's going to be Dustin May.
Any hesitation sending a rookie out there in an elimination game?
No, not at all. Those guys have thrown some young arms at us in big games. So, no, Dustin will be ready to go tomorrow night.
You kind of led into my next question. What do you think of what the rookie pitchers have done to you?
They've pitched really well. You got to give those guys credit. I didn't see the tape as far as, how he executed or didn't execute, but he made pitches when he needed to. When we did hit some balls hard, I can recall the Jock a couple times. Corey, we just didn't find any luck, but that's baseball, and you got to give credit to that guy.
You seem to rely almost most of the time on his fastball, and you're a good fastball hitting team. How do you explain that?
Yeah, no, it's a crossfire, and he did a nice job of working the outside part of the plate, inside the part of the plate to both left and right hitters, and we just couldn't square him up consistently enough.
And last one, it looked like you were holding Walker Buehler out to pitch him relief if you needed him. What circumstance would it have been to get him in this game?
Yeah, that's one of those where he was down there if, once Clayton got into a rhythm and we felt good where he was at, Walker wanted to make sure he was down there because if, it got crazy really early, that he'd be there to pick his teammates up. And that's just a credit to him being a teammate. So to have him down there and, as the game unfolded, just to kind of get his arm going to be ready for game 6.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, were you surprised that the roof was opened, and what kind of impact did it
have? I don't know a whole lot of the county regulations and what's required or allowed or not, but it was just really windy, and umpire Corey Blazer had a hard time seeing with his contacts. our guys, and I'm sure their guys. So, you know, it's just, I was just asking about the roof, but there's certainly no excuses there.
Did you think Jocks or AJ's balls would have gotten out?
You know, I thought they hit him good. I thought they hit him well enough. And I really can't speak to if it was the wind that kind of held him up or not, but I really did think they hit the ball well.
And lastly, Ozuna hit the ball pretty hard off Kershaw the first two ABs. First one was a double play, but he hit it hard, then the home run. Did that give you any pause at all, having him face him a third time?
You know, I thought about it, you know, but I just felt that the inning prior, I thought where he was at, the stress prior to innings, I felt good with Clayton right there. I really did. He gave up 2 ground balls prior, and I just don't feel that, you know, the need to go to the pen right there. And, you know, even after that, we just couldn't limit damage.
Next questions from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Dave, you know, multiple times throughout this year, even throughout the playoffs, some of the members of the team have mentioned this is the deepest bullpen you've ever had, but like I guess they haven't pitched like it in this series. How do you sort of manage that going forward? And are you concerned with that given how the performances have been the last few games?
Yeah, you know, I think, Eric, it's a deep bullpen. It's a talented bullpen. We've shown it. I think that, you know, you got to give credit at times to hitters where we get 2 strikes and they fight, they put the ball in play. And if you do that, you might find some hits out there. When we do get ahead, we're not finishing away with a strikeout. So we just got to continue to, you know, try to continue to make pitches. But you know what? They still got to beat us another time. I still believe in every single guy in that clubhouse.
You got time for one more. Go ahead, Scott.
Doc, what prep did Dustin May have, and when did you tell him, and what's the length for him for tomorrow?
You know, we'll see. We'll see the length and see how he's throwing. He's raring to go. He knew about it yesterday. We had him in the dugout tonight just watching. So I know he's going to be fired up.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, Scotty.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, guys.